Everybody, welcome back to Jay Hunto's Garage. Today I have my buddy Ethan here and we're going to be
changing out the brake rotors and brake pads on my 2007 Hyundai Accent.
Perfect. Okay, Ethan is working and I am filming. So currently we have a jack underneath the frame on the driver's side, and Ethan is trying to find the right socket to get the lug nuts loose before we finish jacking up the car to get the tire off. Okay, now slide a jack stand somewhere close to the jack, but you can see the frame rails there. Just make sure it's underneath one and as close to it as possible in height. I like to leave the jack underneath there just as an extra measure of precaution, just in case maybe the vehicle rolls forward or back or decides to do a spin, whatever.
The parking brake is on, so it should be fine.
Parking brake is on, should be fine. Good job. Yeah, so what did you bring today, Ethan? Show us what you brought.
I bought new brake rotors, which are a lot heavier than I was expecting them to be. I bought premium brake pads because if I need to stop, I'd like to stop a little bit faster than usual. Then I have brake cleaner, which I understand why I need it now, because those look filthy.
Alright, so we've got our rotor here. This is our rotor, this is our caliper. Brake pads are in here. There's two bolts on the back that attach the caliper to the caliper bracket, and we have these two screws right here that we need to get out. First off, let's go ahead and take these screws out. I'm using an impact driver, which you basically hold and twist counterclockwise while you hit the thing with a hammer. See that?
Yeah.
Go for it. That one's loose already. There you go. See how easy that went?
That was... I can't tell you how many times I wanted one of these.
There you go.
I didn't even know that it existed, but... because I knew they made automated ones.
Mm-hmm.
But...
yeah, you gotta turn it. There you go. There you go.
That's it.
Congratulations. You just...
so much easier than I was hoping.
Yeah, that usually never happens. Let me get a magnetic bowl to put our parts in.
Okay.
Next thing we're going to do is take off this bolt up here and this bolt in the back. There's two of them, and that'll take the get the caliper out of the way.
Okay,
that's probably
way bigger.
Yeah, probably a 13. So we have our trusty dusty cobalt tool bowl. Yeah, it's a bowl tray. Okay.
I get flipped around here. Am I doing the right way?
No, it's yeah, you are doing the right way.
I am now. Okay.
Yes. There you go. Keep in mind, if you need to, you can turn the steering wheel, like if it helps you with access. You can get in there closer if you need to.
I am happy to say that I've got plenty of space in this wheel well. Okay. And then back here as well? Or just these two?
Just those two. Now get a better angle. Now your caliper your caliper will come out of there.
How do you mean out?
This comes out this way. Yeah. This is a different bracket. There are two different bolts for that. These will help come out of it. There you go.
Okay.
See how that moves? Okay, Ethan got it. Very good. So that's your caliper.
Can this just hang?
No.
No.
That should be supported so that you don't put any stress on
the brake line.
On the brake line. Very good.
That's not gonna stay there.
Just as long as it's up there somewhere, not hanging by it, is fine. And this is, you look at the thickness here. Those are getting very thin, especially this one. So this is a good time. Good time to do your brakes. Not after your metal to metal. Which the other side may very well be.
Potential.
We will see. Okay, brake parts.
These are same from side to side?
Yes.
That's all I'm expecting.
Possibly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's a lot of meat. And yeah, you can see.
Can you see that?
Yep, there you go. Yeah, you're doing good. And this little thing here is your wear indicator. Right there.
So that's what was causing me issues.
So yeah, the wear indicator actually did its job. See how shiny that is right there?
Yeah, that's been going for a while.
Yep.
Okay.
Isn't that what I told you I thought it was? Your wear indicators. There you go. This is what lets you know, people, if you got squeaky brakes. Usually, if you get in there and you find out that you got plenty of meat left on them, like the new ones, then it's just brake dust. We're gonna clean all this up, take off the rotor, put the new rotor on, replace this here and this here. Those are those new shiny bits down there.
That looks nice.
And make sure that yep, there you go. Everything is lubed. Now, word of caution. This is brake dust. Do not use compressed air with brake dust. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. And so that's why we have the brake cleaner. We're going to put a rag underneath here, spray it all down, let all the stuff fall down into the rag, and put our bolts back with anti-seize. Okay, so we're getting these two rather large bolts off. Maybe they're 17 millimeter. That one up top and that one right there. Probably going to end up using the breaker bar.
Probably.
Okay, so Ethan is using a 17-inch ratchet, 17 millimeter ratcheting wrench to get those bolts out, while holding his caliper when there's a piece of string right there.
I did not hear you say that it was there, so that is my only defense.
Go, Ethan, go. All right, so we're just going to support that up there with some string, some little rope. Very important to do that for the longevity of your brake lines.
It's actually good.
Okay.
It's in a good spot.
Almost got those two bolts out that hold that bracket on.
This actually did take 10 minutes. I like a quiet drive, so when this started making noise, I was both irritated and concerned.
There you go.
Cool.
Okay, good. Now, with all that off, we can take off the rotor, which may be held on at this point with corrosion, in which case we're going to
hit it with a hammer.
Hit it with a hammer.
Okay. Do I just hit from the inside out?
Since we're replacing it, you can do that. Otherwise, I like to give some taps around the rim here, and hopefully that'll knock it loose. Since we're replacing it, I wouldn't be afraid to hit it. There you go. Perfect. That's it.
That's everything. That still looks like it has a good amount of life in there, save that.
Yeah.
That also makes sense why it's so hot.
Yeah, you could get those turned, but that's not something that happens on the weekend, and that normally costs as much as the rotors. Speaking of, how much were the rotors?
45 each.
Okay, 45 each. Normally getting rotors turned is $15 each if they're turnable. All right, so before we put that on,
cleaning everything.
Yeah, and well, at this point what we're gonna do is see how this is kind of silver here. Yeah, we're gonna put a little bit of anti-seize on here. So you can see a little bit of corrosion. But if you put some anti-seize on there, then it'll ensure that they come off just as easy next time.
Noted.
Okay, so the anti-seize is in the tube right down there.
Okay.
And just get some on your finger and spread it around those surfaces. It doesn't have to be heavy, just a thin film is fine. Okay, getting in between the bolts, very good. Okay.
That's probably thorough enough.
Yep, that's good. All right, so now we can unwrap a rotor.
Which is very satisfying.
Yes, and these come with a coating on them inside the bag to keep them from corroding. So we'll need to make sure that we clean these off really well before we put the pads on, and then ultimately before we start driving it, right? So yeah, you can kind of see the coating on there. Yeah, it should be just about the same color as your old rotor, just a little more shiny. Okay. Yeah, just slide it on there. Yep, there you go.
Oh, that looks nice.
It does look nice. All right, and try and keep the anti-seize off of the disc surface. And now we can put these 2 screws back in with a little bit of anti-seize on the threads. I just put a dab on there, and then it spreads itself around once you screw it in.
So on the side?
Sure. Yep, there you go. Oh yeah.
Where did I put it?
Impact. Under your right knee. And these don't have to be in there super tight, just get them in there kind of tight, snug. You saw how easy they were to get out. Once the wheel is on, these aren't going anywhere. Yeah, the trick to using a magnetic tool tray, bowl, whatever you want to call it, is to remember that you put your bolts in the magnetic tray. Okay, yeah, go ahead and get those tight.
Tight as they need to be?
Yeah, tight as you can get it, it's fine. There you go. Alright, nice and snug. Alright, next thing, let's go ahead and clean off the rotors. Alright, we're gonna
soak it.
Yep, spray down the rotor. Now,
do I need to shake this?
No. Now, Ethan's got his eyeglasses and his gloves on. So he's all set. There you go. That's good. And then wipe that off. And then you're going to do the same thing for the back side. There you go. And pretty much just where the the brake surface is. And I'll bet, oh yeah, you can turn it. Perfect. Good.
Don't turn it upside down though.
No. Okay, good. You must have, oh, this is a stick shift and it's in neutral.
Yeah.
That's why you're able to do that. If it was in park and an automatic, you'd have to put it neutral to do this. Okay, there you go.
Satisfied with that.
All set. Yeah, it looks nice. Cool. All right, next thing we can do is put the caliper bracket back on, which is that guy.
This huge pain.
Yeah, that huge pain. Just back on the way it was before, which there are 2 bolt holes.
And this is on the inside, right?
Yeah. Okay. There you go. And then you want to put a little bit, nope, those are the caliper bolts. Remember, it's these big honking things.
Oh yeah, these guys.
Yeah, those guys. Put some anti-seize on the bolts.
Ah, yes, I'd love to do that.
There you go. Small tube.
Oh, geez.
Oh, nice. Just pick some up.
We'll use this.
There you go. That's a lot. Don't
That
put
is
that much
way
on there.
too much.
That's enough for the other side for the next 5 times we do this. It's okay. That's all right. Anti-seize is cheap.
Thank goodness.
Yes. There you go.
I owe you so
But yeah, don't put your knee in that, because your pants will be.
Already
Oh no, your pants are gonna be done. Maybe not. Okay. Put that bolt in. Yeah.
Don't do it if you don't have a good teacher.
There you go. Do not try this at home.
Try at your own peril.
That's right. There you go. Now that is a lot of anti-seize, but hey, you can't put too much on. It's all right.
Only because of how hard these were to get off.
Yeah. You don't get anti-seize all over my tools.
How do you get this off? Can you get it off?
You take your gloves off, throw them away. Otherwise, you just wipe it off with a rag.
I just went off. Like,
And
how do you get it off the tools?
brake cleaner.
Oh.
or it just wipes off good enough. Anti-seize is not real sticky or tenacious.
Yeah. Is it just a... That didn't sound good.
Oh, it just the ratchet just came off of the bolt. Another reason, let me see that socket, why I don't like these sockets. It's not a 6-point, it's not a 12-point, it's something weird, and that's what happens.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It just came off is all it did. You didn't break anything, although it sure make you think that.
Yeah, I thought that was the... We'll have another video right after this on how to clean tools.
There you go. So if anybody wants to kickstart Ethan on his tool collection, feel free to jump in.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it? Kickstart campaign?
Oh, I'd have to put a Kickstart campaign forward.
Oh, there you go.
I don't really want to do that.
Oh no, we gotta change those gloves.
Yeah, everything.
Take them off. Okay, both bolts are in now. He's got new gloves on. He is putting the final torque with his calibrated elbow on these 2 caliper bolts. There you go. Good. Good and tight.
Yeah, that's not...
All right, the C-clamp's going to be next, but these rubber boots here are in good condition, and these pins slide in and out just fine. If they didn't, then we would want to replace those boots and take those pins out and lubricate and put them back in, but these are fine. All right, let's go to the brake caliper next.
Okay.
Which is right up there. That guy. Okay, now you see we have a piston inside of the caliper housing. That's this. And this is out like this because your pads are gone. So this needs to go back in because we're going to put some thick pads in there, and they will not fit with that out like that.
Okay,
so
how do we get that in?
Okay, what we need to do is open up the hood, take the cap off of the master cylinder.
Okay.
And then we will push this back in, and the fluid will go back in the master cylinder.
Okay.
Tell you when to push, really? Think you're going to do it by hand? No,
is
that's
that not a thing that I can do?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Normally you need the C-clamp.
Oh.
There you go. So C, if it'll go in by hand, do it by hand, but normally that doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen. Hydraulics.
And you'll want to put some anti-seize on those bolts. Yeah. Just like that. Sorry about the rough video footage on this video, but
we haven't figured out quite how to dance around each other yet.
this is normally something one person would be doing while setting up tripod angles and all that. It's not in enough. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. This is a driveway tutorial. There you go. Okay, so the piston is all the way back in. As far as it'll go, now we can put the pads
where they need to be.
Where they need to be. And put our other hardware. But if this one gets your hardware kit down there, and that's going to go in these. Go ahead and open up the bag, put a couple of those metal parts in there.
Okay. I'm going to hold that up just so I don't have to hold on to the whole thing.
Right. Seems like it's cross-threaded a little bit.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, so these will sit in those recesses. There you go.
So one And we'll see over here.
Yeah, they can pretty much, yep, push it down, pretty much only go in one way. Oops, sorry.
Very good. Prettier.
2 pads are better than 1.
Is this?
Okay. See how it's curved? Okay, so
I know it either has to go like this or
yes, exactly.
like this or like this.
Right, and I think it'll probably work either way. If not, it'll let you know. If there's any kind of interference, that'd be the only thing we'd be worried about. Okay, pads are in. Now we're gonna put the caliper on. Go for it. Now, you want to put, there you go, there you go, there you go. And then 2 bolts, and this side is just about done.
I put the bolts
Somewhere
different.
How about anti-seize on those bolts?
That would be good.
Just a little bit. Good.
I don't think getting anti-seize on this is
Try and do it like pivot that back down like it is when it's actually installed. There you go. There you go.
What do you know?
A little tricky. I mean, brakes are not intuitive. Somebody's got to show you. Okay, getting these nice and tight according to your torque specs and your owner's manual or your Haynes manual, whichever one you're using. Okay, that's all back together. We'll take one last look at the rotor. Rotor looks clean. We didn't get any anti-seize or grease on it.
I don't think so.
Now, there you go. Now we
That's
can.
a nice noise.
That's a nice noise. Now we can put the tire back on.
Gotcha.
Let's get all this out of the way. Put the tire back on. Put the car back on the ground, and move the jack and the jack stand over to the other side, and repeat all this over again, except for the length of time that it took to put the pads in. Okay, we're on the passenger side. Ethan is working away on those the caliper brackets to get these little pieces to fit, which they didn't do so good on the other side. So we went back to the factory ones. So this is just going to be the same procedure as the other side. No need to bore you with that. And with that, Ethan, did you learn anything today?
I learned how to do this.
Good job.
I mean, there's a lot of nitty-gritty stuff, but I learned how much. I remember how much I like this. I used to do this with my dad.
There you go.
It's been a while since I've been able to do this, so I'm enjoying myself doing this.
Outstanding. Hopefully he makes it home okay. The video to follow. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.